So, dear audience, this is Andrea on behalf of the Group 4, and I will present our outcomes for the Sustainable Product Service Systems course. So, in this presentation, I will summarize our path during the last quarter. I will explain briefly the assignments and the cases, and then go deeper into the two companies we analyzed, Magint and Patagonia, and the comparison between them with a small comment part about the tools and their pros and cons. So first of all, the assignment. We had to conduct a case study on two sustainable product service systems, and we thought which domain need to more sustainability than fashion, that contribute to 8% of all the greenhouse gases emitted and use up to 25% of all the chemical compound produced. So we carefully studied 10 companies, then we narrowed it down to the two most interesting cases and elaborated on their businesses. So we selected two companies, Magint and Patagonia. Why those two? Because first of all, both have a high sustainability attitude, and second, because of the differences in their business models. While Patagonia follows a pay-per-purchase approach, Magint is leading in the pay-per-lease model in the fashion compartment. Magint is one of the first B Corp of the Netherlands, and it uses both a pay-per-purchase and a pay-per-lease method, and their sustainability efforts consist of saving water, avoiding toxic products, and recycling jeans to produce their new models. So the company tries to be circular. Their jeans producers and suppliers are mainly in Tunisia and Italy, and this diminishes the transport distances and their carbon footprint. The 25% of the jeans are leased, and the 75% are purchased. But the company encourages the return of old jeans that will be recycled and used for the production of the new ones, closing the product life cycle in a loop. So far, they use 40% of recycled material, but they aim to reach 100% of recycled material used by the end of 2020. Patagonia, the second brand we selected, is a really well-known company that produces long-lasting outdoor activities clothing. The brand is particularly famous because of its attitude to the sustainability topic and because of their activism in enhancing and supporting environmental causes all around the world. Moreover, the company evaluates their supply chain with a specific program of control and tries to maximize the well-being of the company employees. Patagonia, unlike Magint, doesn't have any leasing option in their payment system, but supports the sustainability of their garments with three different actions. Firstly, the attention to their supply chain processes and to the materials that they use. Secondly, customer support for damaged clothing with free repairs or online guide for the do-it-yourself. And thirdly, Patagonia initiated two lines of clothes, the worn wear, made of vintage and used garments in good conditions, and recrafted, made from recycled parts of previous collections. This obviously helps to close the product life cycle in a positive loop. So how did we compare the two brands? So we used two different tools, the business model canvas and the service blueprint. So the business model canvas is a strategic management tool to quickly and easily define and communicate a business idea or concept. We analyzed both Magint and Patagonia, and thanks to this tool, we broke down in part the company's models, and we were able to understand their value, proposition, and customer relations, and visualize many other information in a clear and easy way. So thanks to this tool, we noticed that the main differences between the two companies are in three fields. The type of value exchange, for example, with the revenue streams of Patagonia only related with actual sales, instead of having like Magint a subscription-based income that supports it. Or in the fields of the supply chain, Magint is a smaller brand that have less partners and it's easy to find information regarding it rather than the partners of Patagonia. They also differ in the type of textile company. Magint is part of the trendy green wave rather than Patagonia that keeps its identity of not mainstream but only for the outdoor lovers. So the pros of the business model canvas is that it's really easy to judge a company according to the highlighted factors. It frames companies and breaks them down in a clear way, is intuitive, and the value proposition lay at the heart of the model. The cons, instead, were the limitation of showing key differences in more complex layers, for example, in the way the company operates. Another lack is the few visual elements used. The categories get filled with too much text, and a quick visual analysis is not possible, and is not a substitute to plan an entire business model. The second tool we use to compare the companies is the service blueprint. So the service blueprint is a technique originally used for service design, but has also found applications in diagnosis problems with operational efficiency. The service blueprint is an applied process chart which shows the service delivery process from the customer's perspective. The service blueprint has become one of the most widely used tools to manage service operations, service design, and service positioning. And this service blueprint is based on 5 layers. Comparing the two service blueprints, we notice that in both cases, the layers of the physical evidence, so online website, retail store, etc., the backstage interaction, like the packaging product of or the writing of newsletters, and the supporting actions, like supply chain management or payroll, are really similar for both the companies. Instead, the customer's action changed slightly because the Magins user is more engaged in the product life cycle due to the leasing. And the front stage interaction are also similar for both companies, but Magins at the end of the lease period contact each user directly. So the service blueprint qualities embrace the power of showing the interconnections between the parts and can envision the service in just 5 simple stages. Moreover, the tool is very flexible and can include more or less swim lanes to illustrate different aspects of the journey. On the other hand, the tool does not show the scope of the service, the dimension and complexity of it. In this case, Patagonia is a much more complex system compared with Magins, but this can be understood by the blueprint. And also the flexibility might cause complexity issues when increasing the amount of swim lanes. So thank you very much for your attention. This was a presentation from Team 4.